Saying things people already know out loud is tight.
Avada Kedavra.
You park in front of your house, I park in front of my house.
This is...
Hey! If you don't stop, I will contact the usher.
What's up, everyone? It's Adam from FWCI, and before we get into anything, rest in peace Robbie Coltrane, who just passed away today. A lot of Harry Potter fans very distraught by this news, and Robbie Coltrane was a legend. I knew of him well before Harry Potter came out. I remember him as Valentin Zukovsky from GoldenEye 007, not just the video game, the movie as well. I love the scene where Pierce Brosnan meets Robbie Coltrane in that little dive bar in Russia, and Zukovsky's mistress is strangling a cat, I believe is the exact words. And I've seen a quote from the Harry Potter 20th anniversary special, which is what we're looking at today, from Robbie Coltrane. I believe it was something along the lines of, "I won't always be here, but Hagrid will," which is an incredibly sweet statement to hear from the man. And I'm looking forward to hearing from it. I know there's going to be an Alan Rickman tribute on here as well, which is okay. Let's do it. I know it's going to break my heart, but I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. And I kind of hope that there's no bloopers on this, because I have plans on doing a Harry Potter bloopers. There's a Slytherin bloopers video out there. I'm going to watch that, so that should be fun. Let's have a look at Harry Potter 20th anniversary special. Damn. What's going on, London? Is this how you usually do your thing? Hey, there he is. They all get the letter? Oh, that is sweet. Oh, that's Neville. Holy shit. Filmed on the original sets. Oh, really? It's going to be like a full-blown... Okay, I thought they were just going to be sitting around in a room having a chat. Hey! Longbottom's dad. Not Longbottom. Weasley. Papa Weasley. Gary Oldman's gonna be on here? Nah. Wow, Ginny looks exactly the same. And Luna! What? I love you, Bellatrix. I've been scared into saying it, but I think I might be in love with Bellatrix a little tiny bit. Those girls doing their gangster lean dance. MVP right there. I feel like whoever put this whole thing together is just a massive, massive Harry Potter nerd, because there is so much to like draw inspiration from. Like, who would have remembered that, like, the dance with the the girls doing the little shoulder drop. Oh, Voldemort's allowed to attend, is he? That is a beautiful little intro to this. Hey, it's Weird Al Yankovic. What are you doing there?
He couldn't know that at this very moment, people meeting in secret all over the country were holding up their glasses and saying in hushed voices, "To Harry Potter."
Man, I respect the fact that I don't even have like a tenth of the nostalgia that people that watched these in the original run and like read the books before the movies came out, like how much this must have touched you guys.
I ended up doing it because my daughter Eleanor convinced me to read the books after I refused 3 times.
I can relate to that.
When the books came out, the queues of kids round the block, I mean, thousands of them all waiting for the latest one.
He's looking pretty old there, I must say. Clearly haven't seen him in something for a long time.
I went for a sleepover at his house. And he said, well, Philosopher's Stone's there on the bookshelf. That's what we did. This whole sleepover. We just both sat there in silence, him reading Chamber of Secrets.
I just think it's a beautiful, creative outlook on life, this belief in limitless possibilities.
So she has a very strong connection to the books, of course.
New Harry Potter film are looking for children to play the 3 main roles in the multi-million-pound film.
Wow. It was that much of a, like, media circus? Whew.
Let us all mill, sort of congregate. So they seemingly walked away. And of course, while there's still one gentleman holding a boom mic straight over our heads. And this little girl asked me, "What's that?" I think I even said, "It's a mic, duh."
Is that the point where they're like, yeah, this kid's Draco, 100%?
I remember it because it was Emma.
I became completely gripped by the excitement.
Wait, did you say that was Emma?
I remember it because it was Emma.
Oh my god.
We just couldn't find Harry.
Oh.
And it was getting kind of weird and panicky.
Weird and panicky? You can tell she's a writer. That's a great way to word that.
Parents do not want him involved in this world. They don't want him to take this role.
Is that right? Yeah. How do his parents feel about that now? Regret, or are they like, oh, well, we're set for life?
I was a very happy kid who had a really haunted quality, apparently. You're really sweet, but you look like you have real, like, stuff going on.
I never thought to look in here.
Holy crap. Ron is a really talented actor. What's his actor name? His actor name. His real name.
Oh, honestly, don't you two read?
My god, that face!
There is now going to be a lot of media outside your house, so you can't go home.
So far, it's sort of turned things upside down. It's...
What? They
I
gave
don't know,
him
I've
a
never had
press
anything
conference like
happen
this?
to me like this before.
Because you're like 8 years old.
Well, Emma was arguably the smartest person on the set. And I'm talking about everybody. She just was...
I get that
she was
vibe,
a
man.
brilliant kid.
I think I'm scarily like my character.
Rupert was Ron, you know, and Dan kind of was Harry.
How do you feel about becoming famous?
Be cool.
We were all looking forward to mucking about together. Chris Columbus made the atmosphere very much like a fun fair.
That's good to hear, man. Like, it's always weird, like, movies with, like, kids in it as the main characters. Like, how does that work on set?
So much
Oh,
hand
slap.
slaps.
Yeah.
With like all of us, like red,
Yeah.
red
I think we
raw
also
hands,
upgraded
like,
to knuckles
hitting
as
each-
well.
They're playing slaps. That's hilarious. Oh, Draco! Don't let her, like, punk you out with a with a fakie.
Get a mouse trap. Darling, don't put it on your nose.
He's like, whoops, I took it too far.
Columbus had worked with kids a lot, and he was
He
terrific.
did,
with
Home Alone, didn't he?
Couple of Gryffindors kicking it. Come here.
I hear that Tom Felton is still quite into it, which is great.
Tell you what's funny about that though is being surrounded by all the cream of the British acting industry and not having a clue who anyone
That's
is.
a good
I
point.
thought Richard Harris worked here as a tour guide.
That was no stranger Hagrid met in the village. It was Snape, which means he knows how to get past Fluffy. And with Dumbledore gone...
I fucking love seeing this, man. I can't wait to see all the part about Snape. I'm already getting, like, a little bit teary, like, just seeing that tiny bit.
Yeah, hear them interact and hear the quickness of people.
Trading card guy, I know you.
I tried shaving. Every moment I woke up, it's like, my husband is threatening to leave me. If he really loved me, he wouldn't mind a little facial hair, I'm sure, but he...
With the sets on Potter were overwhelming to me, and I've been doing it for 35 years.
Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of practical effects and big set pieces in this movie series.
And all these lit candles going up and down in wires.
One of my favourite moments on set.
That's for real?
Started burning through the ropes that tied them to the ceiling and just started falling around the Great Hall.
Hundreds of real candles that were really lit on the fishing line from the ceiling.
So much of that would be visual effects now. The fact that we got to actually...
I assumed it was.
Yeah. Ugh, we love you, Stuart Craig.
Yeah, shout out to Stuart Craig, whoever the hell you are. You did a good job with those candles, man. I remember the first movie, as soon as he walked into that main hall, the candles are floating there, I was just like, whoa, okay, this is actually pretty cool.
And really create a pitch that felt authentic and real for a game that...
It looks absolutely incredible. That whole Quidditch, the whole set, everything to do with that is just such a legitimate, I don't know, it's just so, it feels legitimate, even though it's complete fantasy.
The thing about the boroughs I remember is that it changed all the time.
I don't know, I prefer the Weasley shanty myself.
It's a flu powder, and then there was and then it got
Little
smaller.
Yeah, it was like a living, breathing set that changed. I feel like being a Weasley is the best part.
Oh, I'm guessing the Mother Weasley is no longer with us?
Always kind of staying in character, and they would have this kind of... They would bounce off each other.
Dumbledore
Who? Who did?
Dumbledore must know you're here, Harry.
Now, Draco, play nicely. Mr. Potter.
Meet the Malfoys. So that's Hap from the OA, isn't it? Jason something or other.
I was first aware of Harry Potter because everybody was reading the books on the tube. Everywhere I went. I'm convinced I ended up playing Lucius because I didn't want to. I went to audition for Gilderoy Lockhart and Chris said, that was great. Would you mind reading a different part? I was about to play Captain Hook in Peter Pan. And I thought, well, I don't want to play two children's villains. And I read through gritted teeth. I was deeply bitter. And, of course, that's exactly what was necessary. And they asked me to play Lucius, and thank God they did.
Oh, that's amazing.
Dare you.
How dare you give me this part?
If Hagrid was your first influence, chances are you're going to be all right there, mate. You're going to be lovely and very huggy.
Oh, bless him. Look, he knows his mummy.
If your dad is a psychopath wielding a cobra cane about, you're probably not going to be the friendliest geezer. In fact, working with Jason was not always a treat. Just immediately turned into the most unfriendly, horrible person I've ever met.
I just remember grabbing him and just being as unpleasant as I possibly could and watching his little face. Draco touched something and I used this cane and I went...
Don't touch anything, Draco.
And they went right into little Tom's hands. And he looked up at me and his eyes welled with tears.
Yes, Father.
And I went, Tom, I'm so sorry. I didn't realise how sharp they were and how heavy it was. And he went, no, it's all right. It's good for the scene.
Yeah, Lucius is a great villain, man. There's not a great deal of redeeming qualities about Lucius Malfoy. Arnim Zola is Dobby?
Well, what happened? And I said, I kicked Dobby down the stairs. And I just thought, this is going to be ridiculously good fun.
Wow. So Dobby getting kicked off the steps. I think somebody mentioned that in the comments, actually.
Richard came in and looked at the Phoenix and said, wow, they train these animals marvelously these days.
We never told him.
No, we never told him.
No.
We just thought it was a real bird. It was insane that we...
Good man, thank you for coming. Thanks for chatting.
How dare you stand where he stood? It's okay, Gary Oldman. You can do your thing. You're a great actor.
And we needed to convey that also stylistically.
Yeah. I did find this movie to be very ominous feeling, especially in the first, 10, 20 minutes.
Dan was first a bit daunted, and Gary was amazingly generous as a person, but also as an actor, and immediately embraced him and include him in the acting process.
Yeah, that's a hell of a person to learn from.
It was almost as if he was mirroring that relationship, because in many ways, Harry has made a totem out of Sirius Black. That totem that is kind of unapproachable.
You gotta know that, Gary Oldman kind of figured that out and was like, I can mentor this kid, and I will, because will give me a better connection with the character and Harry and everything like that.
The good guy. And he's so kind and so warm.
And he's warm and kind, and he's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. My missus loves Sirius Black.
Rickman.
He had the inside line.
He worked that one.
He very, very early said to Joe, he was like, I think I need to know what happened.
I need to know.
I beg you.
Rickman would have an in, wouldn't he?
He did, yeah. And he never told Chris, never told anyone. Chris would literally say to him, why are you doing that like that? He said, I'll tell you later.
Yeah, so is he talking about the fact that, what was going to happen with Snape in the later movies? Yeah, I think somebody in the comments, again, let me know that Alan Rickman was clued in early on the fate of Professor Snape, and the twist as well.
A half a side of A4, I was like, I feel like you've pretty much covered everything. Joe's written a good 500 pages about this, but I feel like this one pretty much sums it up. Great, okay, yeah, cool, proud of that, bring that in.
Of course, Emma writes 12 pages.
Of course she does.
Rupert didn't deliver anything.
He didn't do it.
How Ron Weasley of you, Rupert. Is Crumb gonna come back in this and have a chat? Mom, where is the wizard who killed my mother? I'm interested to see the Half-Blood Prince section of this documentary. Because I thought that's my favourite. Not just because of the storyline and we get to see Dumbledore. But I just thought Harry was way more interesting and funny in that as well.
And I said, no, come on, boys, really, it's a fight.
Mike just came over and said, no.
Okay, who wants to fight?
And...
Really?
I remember gripping him round the waist and trying to fling him about and so forth, and cracked a couple of ribs.
Suck shit.
That I had made a complete twit of myself, and everybody felt much better for that.
You know when you shouldn't break a director's rib?
Strangs, so like you had a bunch of like hormonal teenagers anyway, and then like
oh god,
I feel like it did not take a huge acting stretch for me to tap into my awkward nerdy teenage side.
And she says,
place your right hand on my waist. What?
We were winding him up.
We were winding up anyway
before we started filming.
They kind of convinced me before we filmed it that there was this whole like dance routine planned.
We were like, oh, do you know your steps? Right? No, you know, the routine. Like, we've all been doing a routine for like the past 6 weeks or something.
Assholes. Very much like their characters as well.
Because there was all these incredibly beautiful young people, perfectly dressed.
Hard cut to Yule Ball Ron.
Emma obviously looked beautiful and was in an incredible dress, and me and Rupert looked like, I don't know, Austin Powers mates or something hanging out to the side.
I think for the first time, Harry and Ron, particularly Ron...
How old's Victor Crumb supposed to be? Because he's got a goatee, by the way.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Stylish. Lucky man. Lucky man.
I walked into the room where we were having tutoring. The assignment that had been given was to draw what you thought God looked like. And Tom had drawn a girl with a backward cap on a skateboard. And I just don't know how to say it. I just fell in love with him.
I think I was in the hair and makeup chair, and someone said something along the lines of, yeah, she had a crush on you.
I used to come in every day and look for his number on the call sheet. It was number 7.
Wow.
And if his number was...
So now we need Hermione and Draco. Can we not do like a new Harry Potter thing of them as adults? Hermione gets together with Draco, and then they have to fight off a jealous Victor Crumb.
Nothing has ever happened romantically with us. We just love each other. That's all I can say about that.
A weird way to clarify the end, but okay. You do you, Emma Watson.
My sister has children who are then around 10.
What do they think about you being Voldemort?
believes that his son has won, and then he realizes that the kid is dead, and he howls like a dog.
This is my boy!
Yeah, this bit didn't affect me like it did other people. I don't know, I just didn't know Cedric long enough, I guess.
Oh, no, look, they really don't look very well.
They're all still here.
They're really still here. I mean, has anyone fed them? This is so...
I'll go down the right, you go down the left.
And let's race, okay? On your mark, go.
Helena Bonham Carter seems like a hilarious human being.
Dear HBC,
Yeah.
It was a pleasure being your co-star and coaster. Wow.
Then what does it say?
What did you write, Daniel? What do you got?
Share this now. I said, I do love you, and I just wish I'd been born 10 years earlier. I might have been in with a chance.
Really?
What do you think?
Yeah, I'd forgotten.
Do you remember me?
I remember this.
Naughty. I was just like, I'm totally anarchist.
Psychopath. Yeah, there's like a playfulness to
There was
her,
the
which is like
playfulness.
even more disturbing.
Yeah, she's kind of like a Harley Quinn in a way.
She's just allowed to do anything she wanted. She could cackle, she could jump up and down. Calm down. And say whatever she wanted. And And just not knowing,
Wow, that sounds like a lot of fun.
I killed you, didn't I?
You killed me.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
See, there you go, serious black fans. She apologized. Bellatrix. I quote myself, you take things too far.
Emma is not sure she wants to come back to do another Potter.
Oh, wow. That could have put a real spanner in the works if she didn't want to come back.
And how gracefully she did it. Darren and Rupert, they had each other. I had my cronies.
Cronies.
Going through at our own pace, we were kind of in the moment at the time.
I never understood that level of, like, just intense fanaticism. Like, the tears and... Oh, I don't know if it's healthy, to be honest. Like, I'm all for this, like, enjoying it and having fun with it and stuff, like, but some people are a little bit too emotionally attached to the point where it's a weakness of theirs.
Remember Dan very vividly. It was on my screen test. Mistletoe. I remember him talking to me, and I kept forgetting that I have to talk back to him because I'm so used to watching him on a screen. So I would just kind of be like... I kind of think that contributed to the whole Luna Lovegood vibe because she is a bit spacey.
Hey, here we go.
I tell you, I've missed your company.
Did you? Oh, thank you.
That's for sure.
Did you get anything? Because I stole quite a lot.
Did you? Incredibly elaborate moves and nothing happened.
No, nothing happened. Except one time it did happen with me. And they said, OK, this time we are going to blow up Hagrid's.
Oh, yeah, you got to...
Oh, yeah, she got to destroy the big main room.
Surprised and scared by my own reaction because I thought, wow. It was this horrible thrill of power.
Right.
You know, like, I've had that amount.
Yeah, sure.
Just pointing my wand.
Harry is under the impression Draco Malfoy is now a Death Eater.
Yes. Genuinely love that character. More and more, even after watching the series.
And I sat down with him and I said, Tom, look, this is your opportunity to really shine.
I remember David Yates saying, if we can get just 1% of empathy or sympathy for him, then we'll have done our job.
Yeah. Yeah, they did a great job with this in this movie with Draco. Another reason why I like this movie.
No.
Endorphins. Flooding through my brain right now.
Severus.
Please.
Please.
Yeah.
Avada Kedavra.
The context of that scene after seeing the rest of the movie is just amazing. I can see why the Harry Potter movies are so popular on the reaction channels.
Too soon.
Yeah.
Alright, give me some Snape. Give me some Rickman.
He was this devilish 11-year-old trapped in a 70-plus-year-old man's body.
Will you give us another 12, please?
He just had... He was brutally hilarious.
Earwax.
Richard Griffiths was just delicious as Mr. Dursley.
There's no such thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. He is like a living cartoon. An amazing character. As much as I hate the Dursleys, that just means he's doing his job the right way. Oh, she only died recently.
Helen McCrory played my wife. I said, I think I just met the best actress I've ever seen in my life.
Come.
I feel lucky to have.
I feel like I've seen her in something else before.
To bewitch the mind and ensnare the senses.
Alan Rickman never talked to me like I was a child. He always took my thoughts and opinions very seriously, which I was always very touched by.
Alan was a very dear friend. And we had that final scene, his final scene.
It answers to you. And you only.
Does it?
I was a little intimidated by him, his precision, his...
The ones that love us never really leave us.
And you can always find them. In here.
I'm glad they didn't go too much more into the Alan Rickman memorial thing there, because, yeah. You know, I'd only heard of Alan Rickman until before this. I hadn't even seen Die Hard, but but now I just want to check out more of his catalog. Like, Snape is my favorite. Snape has been my favorite character from this show from the start. This series from the very start. And I love movies. I love good characters. I hold those kind of things very close to my heart. And Snape is up there, man. He's, again, probably one of the greatest characters in all of movie history, in my opinion.
Rest in peace,
I remember you having a hamster and being vaguely jealous that you had an animal that was on set with you.
They made a coffin for it, the carpentry department. Didn't they?
When Millie died, the set designers built Millie her own custom-made wooden coffin that had velvet on the inside of it, and it had her name engraved.
Are you shitting me?
Still look better than we do in the epilogue, which
Yes,
is great. Like,
which
we've
is a
made it in
win.
before that.
Bag? Yeah. Jumper?
Emma Watson pretty much looks the same the whole way through.
Very refreshing, I think, because we all got to do a lot more serious stuff, and it was a real opportunity to go deeper.
I might have to
with
go
these
back
characters.
and rewatch this movie, because the Horcrux, I don't think they explained the influence of the Horcrux quite well enough. I don't know, maybe they did. But I'm more curious and interested about this movie after seeing it than when I saw it the first time.
Us kissing was
yeah?
the most horrifying thing.
Yeah, what was that all about? That shit came out of nowhere.
First of all, it was almost like prepping them for a major sports event. You know, saying, okay guys, you can do this, it's going to be great.
And it was meant to be like this dramatic make-out, because you and I just kept corpsing. Like, we just kept laughing.
Corpsing? I've heard that phrase before. What's that from? That's when somebody's laughing when they're supposed to be playing serious?
I was very, very shy, and I would never speak up in class. I wouldn't put my hand up for anything, because I very much was him.
Wow.
The great
Interesting.
story of Neville is that he's the champion.
Neville does really have his moment in that last movie. And he's been a bit of a punchline throughout the entire thing. Is it kind of interesting that Neville's number one fear was Professor Snape, and then he is the one who took out Nagini, I think it is, that killed Snape? Is that Neville overcoming his fears in a kind of 6 degrees of separation kind of way?
My forearm got so tight because this thing that's running current in you that you had to push it back at him.
It's him looking at his forearm. Ah! So is that what really killed Voldemort? A forearm cramp?
Is it like the clip in his head?
Yeah.
Mr. Radcliffe.
Yeah.
Wow. What do you think, Cam?
I'm very proud to have been part of them. I think towards the end, it was kind of a weird time, especially
It's so
kind of
weird.
finishing.
They still look like Harry, Hermione, and Ron. Not just because of the actors. Like, did they dress them specific? Like, did they deliberately make him look kind of like ratty? No pun intended. In for the purpose of this, or is that kind of how Rupert gets around? Where's McGonagall been in this documentary, by the way?
It was such a metaphor for what was actually happening. We had to jump onto a map.
That's a very apropos and poetic way to end filming. To give them all that moment of just jumping into something new.
I remember all of us just holding each other.
That is a very sweet moment.
We'd done it. We'd made it through.
It's so ingrained in me as well.
Yeah. Same cast, all movies. Not many franchises can say that.
Living forever, and it's amazing to see it.
Yeah. It really is living forever, if I can even say it right. like, very few franchises have that kind of longevity. I feel like this, Jurassic Park, Star Wars, that might be it.
Until the end.
I have
the controversial James Potter.
Training for the ballet, Potter!
One of the things...
Love Draco so much. Especially like young, like smart mouth asshole Draco. He's just hilarious. What was that? That's amazing. Quirrell!
Robbie Coltrane, finest gamekeeper in Hogwarts, last day on Harry Potter.
The legacy of the movies is that my children's generation will show them to their children. So you could be watching it in 50 years' time. Easy. I'll not be here, sadly, but but Hagrid will. Yes.
Oh, man, that was a really well done anniversary special. Like, even though I didn't really like Harry Potter, and when I say really didn't like, I had like zero interest in watching it until I decided to do it for the channel and finally give it a go. I honestly didn't know if I would end up doing more than one movie. I didn't know. I had no expectations going in at all. And I never underestimated how big of a deal this movie franchise was, because I love movies and stuff. Even though I didn't watch this, I was always hearing about it, and it was always in the news, and people were talking about it, and there was hype for it, and people were getting excited. And I think to like a movie franchise that is really, really near and dear to my heart, I'd probably have to go with like the Jurassic Park franchise. Like, I was just the perfect age when that came out, and I loved the follow-up movies, even though they weren't that great. But it doesn't quite hit the emotional chords, other than the Jurassic Park music, which always gets me in the feels. But it doesn't quite have the emotional response that a Harry Potter does, and I think that's because it's that intangible heart that the Harry Potter series had. Like, I don't know if it's because we are following these characters that were so perfectly cast, and we've witnessed them go through good, bad, and everything else in between. I don't know what it is about this series. It's just, it feels like the planets aligning. I don't know. Like, I really genuinely never expected this movie series to be as important to me as it now is. And yeah, this was a beautiful flashback. It's been a big couple of months for me, because I only just finished watching it like a couple of months ago. Depending on when you're watching this, I literally just finished it like a month and a half ago, and I'm loving delving into all the other Harry Potter content as well. So look out for some Slytherin blooper reactions. I'm gonna watch out what if Harry was in Slytherin. I hope you guys appreciated me keeping my Dumbledore hatred to a minimum. Before we wrap up though, here's my top 10 reasons why I hate Dumbledore. I'm kidding, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't unsubscribe. I'm kidding. I'll save that for another video. I'm kidding, I won't do that. But thank you guys for checking this one out. Don't forget to subscribe and check out all the other stuff that's coming up on the channel. Ted Lasso, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, movies, comedy, everything else. Let me know in the comments what your favorite part of this anniversary special was. And as always, everyone, be well, stay safe, look after your friends. See you in the next video. Peace.